today we're pivoting slightly.
Yeah, we really are. We're doing something highly specific for the linguists, the communication geeks, and honestly, anyone who just wants to sound a little bit sharper at their next dinner party.
Exactly.
We are continuing what I think is one of our most ambitious projects yet, the massive exploration of English proverbs. And today is a pretty significant benchmark. We are cracking into the 700s, specifically Proverbs 701 through 800.
It really is a marathon, isn't it? But I think it's worth stating why we do this. It's not just about memorizing some list. To me, proverbs are like cheat codes for a culture. You can spend 10 minutes explaining a complex feeling, or you can just drop a 6-word proverb that instantly transmits the history, the emotion, and the wisdom all at once.
Right, it's efficiency, pure and simple. But it's also about cultural literacy. If you don't know these phrases, you're missing out on the subtext of so many conversations, books, and movies. It's the difference between just speaking a language and actually inhabiting it. You know, English speakers use these constantly, often without even realizing they're quoting ancient wisdom.
Well said. So, here is the game plan for this session. We have exactly 100 proverbs to get through today. To keep our brains from melting, we've broken them down into 5 digestible sections of 20. My job is to be the gym buddy here. I'm going to make sure we get the reps in. I'll read the proverb slowly and clearly, give you a second to say it out loud. And yes, I mean actually out loud, wherever you are listening from. And then we're going to rip it apart.
And my role is to provide the color, the context, the why. We want to move beyond the rigid dictionary definition and talk about how these are actually used in the wild. We want these to stick in your memory. I'll give you a real-life example for you.
Perfect. Let's dive in. Section 1 covers Proverbs 701 through 720. Looking at this list, the theme seems to be heavily weighted toward character, conscience, and the basic mechanics of how we interact with her.
It is a very introspective set to start with, yeah. A lot of these deal with the internal state, guilt, anger, integrity. It's about what happens inside your head before you even open your mouth.
Let's start with number 701. A good conscience fears no witness. I want you to repeat that right now. A good conscience fears no witness.
This sounds a bit legalistic, but it feels deeper than that. It's about the liberation of integrity. The idea is that if your internal moral compass is aligned, if you know you've done the right thing, you don't have that paranoia of being found out. You don't care if there are witnesses or cameras or auditors because you simply have nothing to hide. For example, he didn't mind the tax audit at all because he knew he had filed everything correctly. A good conscience fears no witness.
It's the absolute antidote to anxiety. All right, listener, it is your turn. Pause for a second and create your own sentence out loud using that proverb.
Take your time with it.
Moving to 702, this one is incredibly evocative. A growing youth has a wolf in his belly. Repeat that with me. A growing youth has a wolf in his belly.
I really love the imagery here. It's not just that teenagers are hungry, it's that they are almost predatory about food. It suggests an appetite that is wild, untamable, and almost dangerous. It's a very old way of excusing the fact that your 15-year-old just ate the entire contents of the refrigerator. You might say, my teenage son ate 3 pizzas for dinner, but, well, a growing youth has a wolf in his belly.
I feel seen. I think I had a whole pack of wolves in my belly once. All right, listener, make up a sentence describing a hungry teenager, using this phrase.
That's a fun one to use at family dinners.
Number 703. A hedge between keeps friendship green. Repeat it out loud. A hedge between keeps friendship green.
This feels like the horticultural version of setting boundaries. And note the word green, meaning fresh, alive, and healthy. The wisdom here is that if you're in each other's pockets every single day, the friendship will wither or get trampled. You need a hedge. A little bit of separation, a little bit of privacy to keep the dynamic fresh. For instance, we are best friends because we respect each other's personal time. A hedge between keeps friendship green.
It's the paradox of closeness. You need distance to maintain closeness. Your turn, listener. Say a sentence out loud about keeping healthy boundaries with a friend.
It really is a polite way of saying, I love you, but please go home now.
Let's look at 704. A house without books is like a room without windows. Repeat. A house without books is like a room without windows.
This is one of those quotes that book lovers have printed on tote bags. The comparison is vital. Windows let in light and allow you to see the outside world. Books do the exact same thing for your mind. A home without them feels claustrophobic, dark, and intellectually stagnant. You could say she spent her bonus on a new library for her apartment because she believed a house without books is like a room without windows.
It creates an atmosphere of curiosity.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn. Tell us out loud why you keep books in your house using this proverb.
Even if you haven't read them all, just having them there matters.
Number 705. A little help is worth a deal of pity. Repeat that, please. A little help is worth a deal.
This is a direct call to action. It's critiquing the people who say, oh, I feel so bad for you, but then they don't lift a finger. It's saying that 1 ounce of practical assistance, moving a box, cooking a meal, is worth 10 pounds of mere sympathy. For example, don't just say you're sorry I'm moving. Come grab a box. A little help is worth a deal of pity.
Action over sentiment. I love that. Listener, your turn. Create a sentence demanding some actual help instead of just sympathy.
It's a bit of a sharp rebuke when you actually use it.
Number 706. A little pot is soon hot. Repeat. A little pot is soon hot.
Physically, yes. A small amount of water boils faster than a large cauldron. But metaphorically, it's about people. Specifically, small people, or perhaps small-minded people, who lose their temper very quickly. It implies that because they are small, they don't have the capacity to contain their heat. You'd warn someone by saying, be careful teasing him. He has a temper. A little pot is soon hot.
So it's the Napoleon complex in proverb form. All right, listener, use this proverb in a sentence to describe someone who gets angry way too fast.
Definitely one to use carefully around your shorter friends.
Number 707. A man in a passion rides a wild horse. Repeat it out loud. A man in a passion rides a wild horse.
Now, passion here doesn't mean romance. In older English, passion meant intense emotion, specifically anger or rage. The analogy is brilliant. If you are in a rage, you are not the driver. The emotion is the wild horse. It's taking you somewhere you might not want to go, and you have absolutely no brakes. For example, he said terrible things he regretted during the argument, because a man in a passion rides a wild horse.
That is a terrifying but accurate image. Listener, your turn. Describe a time someone lost control of their anger in this proverb.
You really have to dismount that horse before trying to communicate.
Number 708. A man's actions are his best interpreters. Repeat. A man's actions are his best interpreters.
We often hear that actions speak louder than words, and this is the more formal cousin of that phrase. If you are confused about who someone is, stop listening to their interpretation of themselves or their endless excuses. Look at what they actually do. Their deeds are the only translator you need. Like, he promised to change, but he kept making the same mistakes, and a man's actions are his best interpreters.
Believe the behavior, not the apology. Listener, say a sentence about judging someone by their actions, not their words.
It's a very grounded way to look at relationships.
Number 709. A modest request should be granted. Repeat. A modest request should...
This is a basic rule of social grease. It keeps society moving smoothly. If someone asks for something small, a pen, a moment of your time, a glass of water, it is rude to refuse. It implies that we have a duty to support the small needs of others to maintain harmony. You might say, can I borrow a phone charger? Of course, a modest request should be granted.
It's about not being difficult for the sake of being difficult. Listener, ask for something small and use this proverb to justify it out loud.
Very handy when you need a favor.
Number 710. A new day brings new strength. Repeat. A new day brings new strength.
Pure optimism right here. It's the biological reset button. No matter how drained or defeated you feel at 11 p.m., the sleep cycle and the sunrise actually do replenish your neurochemistry. You literally have new strength in the morning. For instance, I was exhausted after the project, but I woke up ready to go because a new day brings new strength.
A great one to tell yourself when you're burning out. Listener, make a sentence about waking up refreshed.
It really works as a personal mantra.
Halfway through the first section, let's keep this momentum. Number 711 connects back to our first one. A peaceful conscience makes a joyful life. Repeat it. A peaceful conscience makes a joyful life.
If 701 was about fear, this one is about joy. It posits that you simply cannot be truly happy if you are carrying guilt. Inner peace is the foundation. Joy is the house you build on top of it. You can't have fun if you're looking over your shoulder. You could say, he returned the lost wallet and felt great all day. A peaceful conscience makes a joyful life.
It's the selfish argument for being good. Do it because it makes you feel better. Listener, your turn. Describe someone who is happy because they are honest.
Honesty really is the best policy for your own mental.
Number 712. A prudent question is one half of wisdom. A prudent question is one half of wisdom.
I love this one for academic and business context. Prudent means wise, careful, or far-sighted. It suggests that knowing what to ask is actually much harder than knowing the answer. You can frame the problem correctly with the right question, you're halfway to solving it. For example, before starting the business, she asked about the long-term market risks, proving that a prudent question is one half of wisdom.
It validates the curious people in the room. Listener, create a sentence about asking a smart question using this proverb.
Good questions are so undervalued.
Number 713. A rich heart may be under a poor coat. Repeat. A rich heart may be under a poor.
This is the classic don't judge a book by its cover, but specifically targeted at class and wealth. Someone in tattered clothes, a poor coat, can possess a spirit that is incredibly generous, noble, and rich. You might say, the homeless man shared his food with the stray dog. Truly, a rich heart may be under a poor coat.
A beautiful reminder to look for character, not status. Listener, your turn. Describe someone humble but kind in this phrase.
It really flips our usual social judgments upside down.
Number 714. A small rain lays great dust. A small rain.
Visualizing this one really helps. Imagine a dry, dusty dirt road in the middle of summer. It's choking you. You don't need a hurricane to fix it. Just a light sprinkle settles the dust immediately. Metaphorically, it means a small gesture. A smile, a calm word, a tiny compromise can settle a massive, chaotic argument. Like, she brought coffee to the tense meeting and everyone relaxed. A small rain lays great dust.
It empowers the little guy to fix big problems. Listener, speak a sentence out loud about calming a situation down with a small gesture.
De-escalation is a superpower.
Number 715. A smooth tongue can break a bone. Repeat. A smooth tongue can break a bone.
This sounds violent at first, but it's actually the opposite. It's not physical. It means that soft, articulate, persuasive speech, a smooth tongue, is powerful enough to overcome the stiffest, hardest resistance represented by the bone. You can literally talk your way through obstacles that physical force cannot break. For example, he convinced the strict security guard to let us in just by being incredibly polite. A smooth tongue can break a bone.
It's the sheer power of diplomacy. Listener, your turn. Describe talking your way out of trouble using this proverb.
Words are tools, and this proves it.
Number 716. A sorrow shared is a sorrow halved. Repeat. A sorrow shared is a sorrow halved.
This is the basic math of human emotion. When you keep grief inside, it stays at 100% concentration. When you articulate it to a friend, you offload some of that weight. You literally split the burden in half. You would tell a friend, please call me if you're sad tonight. A sorrow shared is a sorrow halved.
Probably the best argument for going to therapy I've ever heard. Listener, make a sentence out loud offering to listen to a friend's problems using this phrase.
Empathy is a powerful thing.
Number 717. A strong man stands up for himself. A stronger man stands up for others. Repeat. A strong man stands up for himself. A stronger man stands up for others.
This defines the hierarchy of character. Self-preservation is a basic instinct, which shows strength, but the protection of the vulnerable is a much higher virtue, showing greater strength. It elevates the protector over the mere fighter. For instance, he risked his own job to defend his junior team members, proving that a stronger man stands up for others.
That is true leadership. Listener, describe someone defending someone else using this proverb.
We always respect the person who shields others.
Number 718. A thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all others. Repeat. A thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all others.
This is often attributed to the Roman philosopher Cicero. The logic here is fascinating. If you are grateful, you will naturally be generous, kind, humble, and patient. If you are ungrateful, you become entitled, angry, and bitter. Gratitude is the parent that gives birth to every other good trait. You could observe she never complained and always appreciated what she had. Truly, a thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all others.
What a profound shift in perspective. Listener, your turn. Talk about someone who is deeply grateful using this phrase.
It makes gratitude the foundation of everything.
Number 719. A trouble shared is a trouble halved. Repeat. A trouble shared is a trouble halved.
This is the twin of number 716, but notice the subtle word change, sorrow versus trouble. Sorrow is emotional. Trouble is often logistical or practical, like debt or a broken car. The advice holds true for both, though. Get a partner to help you carry the load. Like, let's work on paying off this debt together because a trouble shared is a trouble halved.
Great practical advice. Listener, speak a sentence asking for help with a practical problem in this proverb.
Teamwork makes the heavy lifting easier.
And wrapping up section 1, number 720, a wise man changes his mind. A fool never will. Repeat. A wise man changes his mind. A fool never will.
This is all about cognitive flexibility. We so often mistake stubbornness for strength. But this proverb says that true wisdom is the ability to intake new data and update your mental software. Sticking to a wrong idea just to appear consistent is the absolute definition of foolishness. You might say, I used to hate that new software, but I see its value now. A wise man changes his mind. A fool never will.
Ego gets in the way of learning. Listener, your turn. Describe a time you changed your opinion using this proverb.
Excellent work getting through those first 20.
Right? Take a deep breath, shake out the arms. We are going to take a quick activity break to cement this knowledge before we pile on more. The brain needs to switch modes from intake to output to make these.
Exactly. I'm going to challenge you now. I'm going to give you a prompt, and I want you to answer it using one of the proverbs we just learned. Think quickly.
Prompt 1. Describe a friend who listens to your problems and makes you feel significantly better. Think about the math of emotions we just discussed.
I'll give you a second. You might say, I always talk to her when things go wrong, because a sorrow shared is a sorrow halved.
Perfect. Prompt 2. Describe someone who is very quiet, maybe wears very simple clothes, but has amazing ideas and a generous spirit.
Think about the clothing metaphor. You could use, she doesn't wear designer labels, but a rich heart may be under a poor coat.
Now let's do a pronunciation focus. The intonation in Proverbs is distinct. It usually has a specific rhythm. I want you to repeat these 5 phrases after our expert. Focus on mimicking the stress.
Number 1, fears no witness. Notice the stress on fears and witness. Fears no witness.
Number 2.
Wolf in his belly. Make that W strong. Wolf in his belly.
3.
Keeps friendship green.
4.
Prudent question.
And 5.
Lays great dust.
Nice work. Lastly, before we move on to the next section, pause the audio if you need to, and build one full sentence about your own life using the phrase, a peaceful conscience. Say it out loud.
Got it. Let's move to section 2.
Section 2 covers Proverbs 7:21 through 7:40. Looking at the list here, the vibe definitely shifts. We are looking at themes of growth, habits, and what I like to call practical wisdom stuff that actually helps you navigate the workplace.
These are very action-oriented, much less about how you feel internally and more about how you operate out there in the world.
Let's get into it. Number 721, all doors open to courtesy. Repeat, all doors open.
Politeness is a master key. We often think we need massive wealth or high-level connections to get opportunities to open doors. This proverb argues that simple manners, saying please, thank you, holding the door, make people actively want to help you. It lubricates the social friction of life. You'd remind someone, just smile and say please. All doors open to courtesy.
It's the absolute cheapest investment with the highest return. Listener, your turn. Make a sentence about being polite to get what you want using this proverb.
Good manners never go out of style.
Number 722. All is fish that comes to his net. Repeat. All is fish that comes to his net.
This is quite cynical. A good fisherman usually sorts his catch, he keeps the salmon, but throws back the old boots and the tiny fish. A person described by this proverb keeps everything. It describes a greedy or indiscriminate person who takes absolutely every advantage, every dollar, every opportunity, regardless of quality or ethics. You might say he accepts any client, no matter how shady the business is. All is fish that comes to net.
So it's definitely not a compliment. Listener, describe a greedy business person using this proverb out loud.
It really implies a total lack of standards.
Number 723. All lay loads on a willing horse. Repeat. All lay loads on a willing horse.
Oh, this is a workplace classic. If you are the willing horse, the person who says yes to everything, who never complains, what happens? People don't thank you. They just give you more work. They pile the load on you because they know you'll carry it without a fight. You'd warn a coworker, you need to learn to say no or you'll burn out. All lay loads on a willing horse.
It's a stark warning against being too agreeable. Listener, your turn. Tell a friend to stop taking on extra work using this phrase.
Setting professional boundaries is crucial here.
Number 784. All things grow with time. Repeat. All things grow with time.
This is simply about the necessary ingredient of duration. You cannot force a tree to grow in a single day. Whether it's a new business, a romantic relationship, or a complex skill, it requires the passage of time to mature properly. You can encourage someone by saying, don't worry if the business is small right now. All things grow with time.
Patience is key. Listener, comfort someone who is rushing their progress using this proverb.
We all need that reminder to slow down some.
Number 725. An apple never falls far from the tree. Repeat. An apple never falls far from the tree.
The universal classic. It means children usually resemble their parents in character, behavior, or talent. The apple, meaning the child, lands right next to the tree, the parent. Now, be careful with this one. It can be a massive compliment like, she's a genius just like her mom, or a harsh insult like, he's a crook just like his dad. Context is everything. For example, he's just as stubborn as his father. An apple never falls far from the tree.
Listener, your turn. Describe someone who acts exactly like their parent using this proverb.
It's universally understood in almost every culture.
Number 726. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound. Repeat. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound.
A vessel is a container, like a barrel or a pot. If a barrel is full of water and you hit it, it makes a dull, quiet thud. If it is empty, completely full of air, it booms loudly. The proverb means that people who have the least knowledge empty heads tend to be the ones shouting their opinions the loudest. Highly intelligent people are often much quieter. You'd say, he knows nothing about politics but screams about it all day online. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound.
I see this on social media every single day. Listener, describe a loud, ignorant person using this phrase.
It's the Dunning-Kruger effect summed up in one sentence.
Number 727. As one door closes, another opens. Repeat. As one door closes, another opens.
The ultimate optimist's motto. It brilliantly reframes loss. When you lose a job or a relationship, the closed door, it forces you to turn around and find a completely new opportunity. The open door that you wouldn't have even looked for otherwise. Like, I lost the job, but then I found a much better career path. As one door closes, another opens.
Alexander Graham Bell actually had a famous quote about this, adding that we often look so long at the closed door that we miss the open one entirely. Listener, your turn. Encourage someone who just suffered a setback using this proverb.
It forces you to look forward instead of backward.
Number 728. As the twig is bent, so grows the... As the twig is bent, so grows the...
This refers to horticulture again. If you take a tiny green sapling, a twig, and tie it so it bends, it will grow into a permanently crooked tree. It's a powerful metaphor for early childhood education. The habits and discipline you instill in a very young child determine the shape of the adult. You cannot unbend a full-grown oak tree. You might say, teach them good manners while they are young. As the twig is bent, so grows the tree.
Early intervention is everything. Listener, make a sentence about teaching kids early using this phrase.
Parenting in a nutshell.
Number 729. Bad habits are hard to break. Repeat. Bad habits are hard to break.
Simple, direct, and deeply biological. Once a neural pathway is formed in your brain, rewriting it takes immense energy. It's a warning. Don't start the bad habit in the first place, because stopping it later is an absolute war. You could say, I'm really trying to quit eating sugar at night, but bad habits are hard to break.
Listener, your turn. Talk about a habit you are struggling to quit using this proverb.
We can all relate to that one.
Number 730. Better a steady dime than a rare dollar. Repeat. Better a steady dime than a rare dollar.
This champions consistency over intensity. It is far better to have a small, completely reliable income, the steady dime, than a huge windfall that almost never actually happens, the rare dollar. It favors the dependable salaried worker over the risky gambler. You might say, I prefer my boring, reliable job over risky day trading. Better a steady dime than a rare dollar.
Reliability wins. Listener, describe choosing a safe bet over a risky one using this proverb.
It's excellent financial advice, really.
Moving on to 731. This is a personal favorite of mine, often quoted by politicians. Better to light a candle than curse the darkness. Repeat. Better to light a candle than curse the darkness.
It's all about agency. Complaining constantly about a problem, cursing the darkness, might feel good in the moment, but it achieves absolutely nothing. Doing something tiny, even insignificant, to fix it, lighting a candle, is infinitely superior. It shifts you from being a victim to being an actor. You could say, stop complaining about the mess in the kitchen and just help me clean it. Better to light a candle than curse the darkness.
Stop complaining and start doing. Listener, your turn. Tell someone to take action instead of whining using this proverb.
Such a powerful mindset shift.
Number 732. Blessed are the peacemakers. Repeat. Blessed are the peacemakers.
This is a direct biblical reference from the Beatitudes, but has become a very common general secular proverb as well. It expresses deep, profound respect for the people in the middle, the ones who actively try to resolve conflicts rather than start them or try to win them. You might tell a mediator, thank you for stopping that argument before it got worse. Blessed are the peacemakers.
Listener, thank someone for calming down a fight using this phrase out loud.
We desperately need more of those people.
Number 733. Borrow trouble for yourself. If that's your nature, borrow trouble for...
This is actually highly sarcastic advice. Borrowing trouble means worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. Future tripping, basically.
Yeah.
The proverb is saying, go ahead and make yourself totally miserable with anxiety if you really want to, but realize that it is a choice you are making. You could tell an anxious friend, why worry about a storm that might not even hit us? Don't borrow trouble for yourself.
Listener, your turn. Tell someone to stop worrying about the future. Use this phrase.
Anxiety is essentially borrowing a debt you don't even owe yet.
Number 734. By learning, you will teach. By teaching, you will learn. Repeat. By learning, you will teach. By teaching, you will learn.
The Latin phrase for this is docendo dismus. We learn by teaching. It beautifully explains that you never truly deeply understand a concept until you are forced to explain it to someone else. The very act of teaching solidifies the knowledge in your own brain. You might realize, I understand English grammar so much better now that I tutor younger students. By teaching, you will learn.
Listener, talk about a time you learned something by explaining it to someone else using this proverb.
It is the ultimate study hack.
Number 735. Character is destiny. Repeat. Character is destiny.
This originates from the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus. It argues fiercely against the concept of random luck. It says that your life is not a series of accidental events. It is the logical, inevitable conclusion of exactly who you are. If you are lazy, you end up in one place. If you are diligent and honest, you end up in another. Your traits drive the car. For example, he worked incredibly hard and never lied, so his massive success was inevitable. Character is destiny.
Your habits become your future. Listener, your turn. Describe someone whose good traits led to success.
It puts the responsibility entirely on your own shoulders.
Number 736. Cleanliness is half of... Repeat. Cleanliness is half of...
This is deeply rooted in Islamic tradition, but is a concept found in many world cultures. It intrinsically links physical hygiene with spiritual purity. If your physical environment and your body are chaotic and dirty, your mind and spirit very likely are too. You might gently remind a teenager, go tidy up your room right now. Remember, cleanliness is half of faith.
Listener, tell someone to clean up their workspace using this proverb.
A clear space really does equal a clear mind.
Number 737. Do not make yourself a mouse or the cat will eat you. Repeat. Do not make yourself a mouse or the cat will eat.
This is about physical posture and internal self-respect. If you act weak, timid, and small, like a frightened mouse, you actively trigger the predatory instincts in bullies or aggressive people, the cats. If you present yourself as strong and confident, people won't even try to take advantage of you. You would tell a junior employee, speak up loudly in the meeting today. Do not make yourself a mouse or the cat will eat you.
Project confidence to avoid becoming a target. Listener, give someone advice to be brave using this phrase.
Body language dictates so much of how we are treated.
Number 738. Don't trust the advice of a man in difficult. Repeat. Don't trust the advice of a man.
This is quite cynical, but undeniably practical. If someone is currently in a massive mess, whether it's financial, romantic, or professional, their judgment is clearly compromised. Or worse, their advice might be biased by their own desperate need to drag you down with them. Why would you take swimming lessons from a drowning man? You might say, he's currently bankrupt. I certainly wouldn't take his stock market tips. Don't trust the advice of a man in difficulties.
Listener, your turn. Tell a friend to ignore bad advice from a failing person using this proverb.
Always consider the source of the advice.
Number 739. Each day has its own burden. Repeat. Each day has its own burden.
This simply means you should live strictly in the present. Don't carry yesterday's heavy regrets or tomorrow's terrifying worries into today. Today has more than enough problems and burdens of its own. Just handle those and leave the rest alone. You'd comfort someone by saying, let's just focus entirely on today's tasks. Each day has its own burden.
It's essentially a poetic way of saying one day at a time. Listener, encourage someone to stay in the present moment.
Compartmentalizing stress is a survival skill.
Number 740. Every day is not Sunday. Repeat. Every day is not Sunday.
Sunday traditionally represents rest, total leisure, and big roast dinners. This proverb is a harsh reality check. It reminds us that normal life involves hard work, hardship, and boring routine. You absolutely cannot expect a relaxing holiday every single day. You might tell a complaining colleague, look, you have to work hard this week. Every day is not Sunday.
Listener, your turn. Tell someone they have to get back to work using this proverb out loud.
The weekend always ends eventually.
All right, activity break number 2. Let's get into it.
Yes, let's play match meanings. I will give you a specific scenario, and I want you to shout out the exact proverb that fits perfectly.
Scenario 1. You have a friend who complains constantly about being out of shape, but never actually goes for a walk or eats a single vegetable. What proverb fits that situation?
Shout it out. That would be better to light a candle than curse the darkness. Do something about it.
Scenario 2. You see a very quiet, observant person who doesn't say much. Then you see a guy who clearly knows nothing about the topic, shouting his aggressive opinion at everyone in the room. What proverb is that?
That's right. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound.
Excellent. Here is a speaking challenge for you, listener. I want you to explain Proverbs 7:25, "An apple never falls far from the tree," in your own words. Say it out loud right now. Pretend you are explaining it to a young child.
Go ahead. Explain that core idea of family resemblance.
Great job. Let's move directly into section 3, Proverbs 7:41 through 7. This section gets a little bit more philosophical, looking heavily at resilience, judgment, and complex rules.
I agree. These are arguably some of the most poetic and beautiful proverbs in the entire list.
Number 741, every light has its shadow. Repeat, every light has its shadow.
It means nothing is purely good. Jungian psychology talks extensively about the shadow self, but this is a simpler concept. Even the very best things in life, the light like immense fame, massive wealth, or deep love, have inevitable negative side effects, which are the shadows. You simply cannot have the light without casting a shadow. You have to accept the entire package. For example, the promotion means way more money, but far less free time with my kids. Every light has its shadow.
Listener, your turn. Describe a good situation that has one bad side effect in this phrase.
It keeps your expectations incredibly realistic.
Number 742, every man has his faults. Repeat, every man has his.
A simple, humble reminder of universal human imperfection. Literally no one is perfect, so you must be tolerant of minor mistakes. You'd say, don't be too incredibly hard on him for forgetting every man has his faults.
Listener, tell someone to forgive a small mistake using this proverb.
Grace is an important virtue.
Number 743, every seed knows its time. Repeat, every seed knows its time.
This is all about trusting the natural, unhurried rhythm of life. You cannot force a seed to sprout before the soil conditions are exactly right. It speaks strongly against rushing your career progression or forcing romantic relationships. You might advise a young professional, don't rush your career arc so aggressively. Every seed knows its time.
Listener, encourage someone to be patient with their life's timing using this proverb.
You can't pull on a plant to make it grow faster.
Number 744, every story has two sides. Repeat, every story has two sides.
This is absolute crucial for critical thinking. In any messy divorce, complex lawsuit, or bitter argument, never ever accept one person's version of events as the absolute objective truth. There is always a perspective B. You would caution a friend. Before you completely blame her, you need to listen to him. Every story has two sides.
Listener, your turn. Tell someone to wait for all the facts before judging using this phrase.
A judge always hears both lawyers for a reason.
Number 745. Example is a lesson that all can repeat. Example is a lesson that all can.
People might not fully understand your spoken language, your highly sophisticated arguments, or your lengthy lectures, but absolutely everyone, even a small child, intuitively understands physical action. If you actually do the right thing, everyone reads that lesson instantly. It's about leading visually. You might note he stayed and worked late to show the new team his commitment. Example is a lesson that all can read.
Listener, describe a boss who leads by doing the hard work in this proverb.
Words tell, but actions teach.
Number 746. Failure teaches success. Failure teaches.
We so often fear failure, but this proverb completely reframes it. Failure is not the terrifying opposite of success. It is the actual mechanism of success. By failing, you systematically eliminate what doesn't work, leaving only what does work. You could encourage a team by saying, the first prototype completely failed, but now we know exactly why. Failure teaches success.
Listener, encourage someone who just failed a test using this phrase out loud.
Every failure is just data collection.
Number 747. Falsehood flies, truth comes limping after. Repeat. Falsehood flies, truth comes limping after.
This is incredibly frighteningly relevant to our modern age of Twitter and viral fake news. Jonathan Swift famously wrote about this. Lies or falsehoods are exciting, scandalous, and simple, so they travel instantly. They literally fly around the world. The truth is often complex, nuanced, and boring, so it takes time to verify, meaning it comes limping after. By the time the boring truth finally arrives, the lie has already done massive damage. You might observe that terrible rumor was everywhere before the actual facts came out. Falsehood flies. Truth comes limping after.
Listener, your turn. Describe how fast gossip spreads using this proverb.
A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes.
Number 748. Fear no man but God. Repeat. Fear no man but God.
This is entirely about moral bravery. Do not be intimidated by earthly human power, corrupt bosses, or violent bullies. Reserve your ultimate reverence only for the highest possible moral authority. It is the mindset that helps regular people stand up to terrifying tyrants. You'd urge a whistleblower, go in there and speak the absolute truth to the CEO. Fear no man but God.
Listener, tell someone to be brave in the face of authority in this phrase.
It completely removes the power of intimidation.
Number 749. First deserve, then desire. Repeat. First deserve, then desire.
This vigorously promotes the concept of meritocracy. Before you want or desire a huge reward, a fancy title, or a massive salary, make absolutely sure you have done the grueling work to earn or deserve it. We so often get the order of operations backward. You might tell an entitled employee, you want a huge raise. Go work harder first. First deserve, then desire.
Listener, your turn. Tell someone they need to earn their reward first using this proverb.
Entitlement is the enemy of this proverb.
Number 750. Follow love and it will flee. Flee love and it will follow you. Repeat. Follow love and it will flee. Flee love and it will follow you.
This explores the frustrating paradox of human affection. It's what I call the cat and string theory. If you are far too desperate and aggressively chase someone, they feel suffocated and run away. If you focus entirely on yourself and stop chasing, their natural curiosity often brings them right back to you. You'd advise a heartbroken friend stop texting him so much. Follow love, and it will flee.
Listener, give dating advice to a clingy friend using this phrase out loud.
Playing hard to get is an ancient strategy.
Number 751. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. Repeat. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost.
This is basically the butterfly effect, long before chaos theory even existed. It refers to a very old historical rhyme. Because one tiny iron nail was missing, the horseshoe fell off. Because the shoe fell off, the horse fell. Because the horse fell, the rider, who is the king, died. Because the king died, the critical battle was lost. Because the battle was lost, the entire kingdom fell. All because of one single, tiny, forgotten nail.
That is just... It essentially means small details have unbelievably massive consequences. Listener, remind someone to check the tiny details of a project using this proverb.
Ignoring the small stuff is incredibly dangerous.
Number 752. Fortune favors the prepared. Repeat. Fortune favors the prepared.
The great scientist Louis Pasteur famously said a variation of this. Chance favors the prepared mind. Luck isn't just random magic. Good luck tends to happen almost exclusively to people who are already fully ready to seize it when it finally appears. You have to meticulously build the landing pad for the luck to land on. For example, he easily got the promotion because he already had his entire portfolio ready to go. Fortune favors the prepared.
Listener, your turn. Talk about working hard before an opportunity arrives using this phrase.
Luck is just preparation meeting opportunity.
Number 753. Friendship needs no words. Repeat. Friendship needs no words.
Deep, profound connection allows for total silence. You know